A death that human rights activists have called tragic but predictable, and what former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi supporters say is a murder. 17 June 2019, Morsi appeared in court for a trial on charges of espionage. He asked the judge if he could speak during the session. In what is now his final address, Morsi demanded a special tribunal and better trial conditions. The public prosecutors say the 67-year-old then collapsed and died in a defendant's cage.
A medical source has revealed the details of the medical condition of Mohamed Morsi, who died Monday afternoon due to a surprise heart attack during a court session for the espionage case. The source added that Morsi had continued to receive medical care and that there was no neglect to his medical condition in and out of prison.
But human rights groups say Egyptian authorities ignored multiple warnings about Morsi's untimely death because of inhumane prison conditions.
He was singled out for mistreatment. In the first 4 years of his detention, he had exactly 2 family visits. He was held in solitary confinement nearly the entire time of his detention. He never received the medical care that he asked for. He was not allowed to have the food and medicine provided by his family that virtually all other prisoners in Egypt are able to access.
Last year, a panel of British politicians and lawyers said Morsi's treatment in prison was so bad that it could amount to torture.
We predicted that if he didn't get the appropriate medical treatment, he may very well have a premature death, and of course, very sadly, that's what's happened. Torture is a crime of universal jurisdiction, and we found that the responsibility for that would sit all the way up the Egyptian chain of command.
And the man who sits at the top of that chain of command is Egypt's current leader, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The former army chief ousted Morsi in a military coup in 2013, and since then has locked up thousands of people as political prisoners.
This is the outcome that the Egyptian government has wanted for years for Morsi and also for other Brotherhood leaders like Mohamed Badia and Qairat al-Shata. They don't want necessarily to execute these people because of the fallout that the executions would create, but they want to kill them slowly.
There are now calls for an international investigation into Morsi's death in court, while his life in prison seemed entirely ignored by the world. Priyanka, Gupta, Al Jazeera.